Welcome to our new show, Southbridge Happenings, emanating from the Southbridge Community Center on Chestnut Street here in Southbridge. This new program is an attempt to get the word out on all the great happenings here in our lovely town. So to begin with, we're going to start I'm going to introduce you to Katie Alicia Tilton. Katie started as the Community Center Director and Senior Center Director. She's been doing a bang-up job, and she's going to give us a rundown of all the activities that will be happening at the center in May.
Hi, as he said, I'm Katie. I just started last year. I've added on a whole lot of new programs to our senior center here, and I'm trying to have as many activities as possible for the different types of things that people like to do. So first thing that I just want to go over real quickly is our weekly activity list. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 o'clock in the morning, we have exercise with Jennifer Reynolds. I would say about 90 to 95% of these exercises are chair exercises. They are low impact. They do use some small hand weights, drumsticks, and some resistance bands. You go at your own pace. We have all levels that show up for these exercise programs, so anybody is welcome for that. Also on Mondays, we have tap dance with Lori. That's Mondays at 1:15. That's a 45-minute tap dance class. No experience needed, and chair is also an option where you can sit down and just tap away. So that's an option. We've had some people do that as well. Tap shoes are not mandatory. You can come in your sneakers and just have a good old time. Also starting on Mondays, it hasn't started yet, but by the time this comes out, it will be happening. At 2 o'clock, we will be having cornhole. So we're going to be starting that up very soon. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, we have a Latino group that meets from 9 to 11 o'clock in the morning. They just like to come, play games, they they learn lessons. Sometimes we have presentations for them specifically in Spanish. So they like to hang out every Tuesday and Thursday.
Usually there's food, isn't there?
Usually there's food a lot of times, yes. So that's on Tuesdays, and we also have on Tuesdays at 1 o'clock pitch. That's just come as you please. We have a group of people, about 8 to 10 people that come every Tuesday. They just sit down, they break up into different groups, and they just play games, and they laugh and have a good time. On Wednesdays, we have brain games at 10 o'clock in the morning. It's just basic trivia. I sit down or somebody else. Sometimes I have a student volunteer that comes or whatnot. We'll sit down and just ask trivia questions. Also on Wednesdays, we have Scrabble. That's another just come as you please group. Depending on how many people show up, break off into different size groups and just play Scrabble for 2 hours. Also on Wednesdays, mindfulness meditation with Iris. So that's on Wednesdays at 2 o'clock. That is a 1 hour long meditation session. So as I tell some people, I said, reminder, this is a quiet activity. It's not a social one. So that's 1 hour. And she is also fluent in Spanish. So if anybody Spanish want to come, she's fluent in Spanish. On Fridays, we have knitting at 10 o'clock, knitting or crocheting, silver needles. Some people bring crochet stuff. Somebody brought in like a needlepoint thing. They just sit down, get in a group together, sit there, do their thing, make their hats or blankets and whatnot, and they just socialize. It's a good social activity for people that want to get out. And then we also have bingo every Fridays. That starts the games start at 12 o'clock. Card sales start at 11:30. It's $5 minimum buy-in. And it usually goes till about 2 o'clock. Another thing that's been a daily activity here for a while, it's typically during the cold months, is pickleball. They will be here through the first week of May, and then they'll be moving back outside. So right now it's a daily activity inside. And so you have to go on the Playtime Scheduler website, and that will have there all the different times and places for pickleball that you can sign up and play on. Pickleball is such in high demand that you have to go onto this website to secure a spot. There's also a wait list, and I know John can attest to this. Many times he's been on the wait list. You have to check it religiously because people are constantly pulling themselves off of the list and the wait list just bumps up. So that morning, You know, that the night before you might have been the second one on the wait list. You wake up in the morning, you check it out, and now all of a sudden you're on the list and you got a spot for the day. So you need to make sure you're using that website, Playtime Scheduler. You could also download the app on your phone, set yourself up an account, and you can get email notifications when time slots open up in certain areas. So very important. I just wanted to highlight some activities that we have going on in May. These are in addition to our regular daily activities, just some things that I wanted to highlight on. On Thursday, May 9th, from 10 o'clock in the morning till 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we're going to be having a health and wellness fair / expo, whatever you want to call it. And we are going to be, this is open. Our target is for seniors, but anybody is more than welcome to come because there's all kinds of information out there for somebody who may not be a senior, but who may be taking care of a senior that they may need. So we're gonna have all different kinds of groups from AARP, Blue Cross, the Board of Health, Catholic Charities, Charm Medical, Fallon Summit, the Farmers Market, Food Share, Shine, Tri-Valley, the hospital. We have some health tech students from Bay Path who are also going to be coming down. They're going to be setting up in a back room and they're going to be doing blood pressure checks. So anybody can come in during that. It's a free event. Come on in. I encourage anybody to come, go around. There's so much information and it's going to be all here in one place for you at one time to come and check it out. I think it's going to be a great event and it's going to be very important to come and just get any bit of information you can get. We're going to have 2 sing-alongs this month in May. We had one with Sue Caplet a couple days ago. That went over very well, so we scheduled a second one with her, and that is going to be on Thursday, May 30th at 1 p.m. Just show up. She printed out music. She played the piano. That was so generously donated from our friends in Southbridge. She played the piano. She gave everybody the lyrics, and they just sang along, and they just had a great time. And we have a second one on the 13th, Monday the 13th at 10:30 in the morning with Darcy O'Coin. So whether you're a good singer or not, just come one, come all, just come and have a good time. We have on the 14th, that's Tuesday the 14th, we have a Council on Aging board meeting. So just so everybody knows, the Council on Aging, what they do is they discuss different ideas to help out the senior center and what we can do to help our senior community. So those meetings are open to anybody. So it is an open meeting. We do have a board. It's a regular, okay, we call the meeting to order at this time. All right, agenda this, agenda that, agenda this, whatever. And we do have an open forum at the end. So if somebody wants to come and wants to say something, has an idea about something, that's a great time to come and pitch your idea. Like I said, open meeting. It's on the 14th at 2 o'clock. On the 16th, we're gonna be doing our movie, My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3. It was scheduled for this month, but that freak snow day pushed it off, so we rescheduled it for next month. That's gonna be at 1 o'clock on the 16th. Snacks and refreshments will be served. We have, on the 20th, we have 2 special events. At 10:30 in the morning, we have some clients from Open Sky coming down to do paper flower crafts arrangements. They came and did it with our Latino group last month. It went over very well. So they wanted to come again and do it again. So that'll be 10:30 on the 20th. And also on the 20th at 1 o'clock, the vascular team from UMass Harrington is going to be coming to do a presentation and talk about vascular stuff. So that's, I know the health presentations are very important and they're very, very educational. So it's good to get in on those when you can. And on the 30th again, because we have the sing along with Sue at 1 o'clock. Last month we had Open Sky had come and did rock painting. We're going to be doing it again, but this time the second graders from Trinity Catholic Academy at 3 o'clock are going to come and they want to paint rocks with the seniors. So they're going to do that, and the plan is to have some of these rocks. So Michael from the Recreation Department, when he has the planned community walks on the trails or whatnot, we can have them put out some of these rocks on the trails. If anybody has Facebook, follow us on Facebook, Southbridge Casaubon Senior Center. I'm constantly on there. If something gets canceled at the last minute, I do the best I can to get a text message out through our website. But to get on Facebook and get them to all the town platforms and whatnot, if you don't have Facebook, but you have a son or daughter who has Facebook, ask them to follow it and say, if you see anything important that I might like, pass me the message. We are also, I do keep updates also on the town website underneath the Council on Aging tab. So if you go onto there, I put the monthly activity calendar on there and any special events or whatnot.
Katie, thank you very much. As I said at the beginning of your introduction, you're keeping this place very busy, and I know the seniors are enjoying themselves, and we want more of you seniors to feel free to come down, meet some of your friends, and enjoy the activities. Thank you, Katie.
Thank you, John.
Next on Southbridge Happenings, I'm very pleased to present our Recreation Director, Mr. Michael Brunel. Mike has put together some exciting events coming up, and I'd like to turn it over to you now, Mike, to give the Southbridge residents information about what's coming up through the Recreation Department.
The Recreation Department is in its full swing for spring. We're about halfway through our spring activity calendar. What's left is 2 dates for yoga. They're on Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. at the community center. Absolutely free. We request that you RSVP, but no stress. Come as you are. We have plenty of mats if you don't have one. So feel free for an hour of free yoga on April 27th and May 11th. Along with that, we have community meditation on the Common. We have Crystal. She is a Southbridge resident that also works with Auburn as far as meditation, but wanted to get started in Southbridge. She will be doing meditation on the Common on May 5th and May 19th at 9 a.m. Those are Sunday mornings, so feel free to stop by. Beyond that, I have my summer concerts coming up. Those are going on Sunday evenings from 6 to 8. They'll be going from June 30th to August 11th. All Sundays throughout there, and we will include a flyer as well.
What time are the concerts, Mike?
6 p.m.
6 p.m. at the
Town Common.
on
Correct.
Sunday nights.
Yep, right across the hotel.
How have you been able to pay for those?
Those are paid for by generous sponsors. Many local businesses, including United Lens, Cornerstone, Savers Bank, the Southbridge Innovation Center, and the credit union, Southbridge Credit Union. If your children are in any of the elementary schools, West Street, Eastford, or Charlton Street, feel free to let them know that they have a possibility from ages 5 to 11 to come to a program July 8th to August 9th at the community center. 1 day a week we'll be at the town pool. Many other things including STEM programming, arts and crafts, physical education will be all along with this program. $20 a week, lunch is included. The flyer should have gone out with your kids if they're going to any of those elementary schools. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to my email or my office number. But yeah, great program. It will be from 8:30 to 12 p.m. Along with this crazy weather that we've had this spring, we've had to cancel some trail walks. There are some coming up with the Friends of Southbridge trails, but they're going on Saturday mornings from 10 a.m. all throughout April, all throughout May, and all throughout June. So that'll be included as well.
Excellent. Very good. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, every month during our updates, we're going to present a segment where we're going to spotlight one of our citizens. Does not necessarily have to be a senior citizen, although this month we did start with one of our very active seniors, but we'll be presenting every month a citizen who's involved in the town or is unique, and we'll give you some information on their life story. So today, I'm very pleased to say that we have Severina Rios with us to talk about her journey here in Southbridge and all of the great work that she's done and continues to do. So let's head over to talk to Severina. This is our first Citizen Spotlight of the year, and we're very happy to have Severina Rios with us. Severina, why don't we start by having you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're involved in.
I was born and raised in Puerto Rico, Orocovis, a very small town in the center of the island. And I came to Southbridge in 1963, many moons ago. And the reason why we came is that my sister, the Hernandez family, they came to Southbridge in 1956. My father came from Puerto Rico to visit them in 1963. And when he heard about the American Optical and the work that they do with the eyes, and says, I have eye problems since I was born, he decided to send for his family, the remainder of the family. My parents didn't like the weather, so we went back to Puerto Rico. I graduated from high school, went to the University of Puerto Rico, not knowing that I was going to come to Southbridge, otherwise I would have taken English as a second language as my career. No, I'm a social studies and geography teacher. I graduated from the University of Puerto Rico, and I finished my degree in December, and I wasn't going to find a teaching job until August. So I said, let me go to Southbridge to visit my sister. I came to Southbridge, and you are not going to believe that my first job in Southbridge was a radio program at WESO. I was doing basic English for the Latino community. My plan was to go back to Puerto Rico, but they were looking for teachers in Worcester. So my priest, Father Smith, he decided to set up an appointment for me to go for an interview. I said, no, I'm going back to Puerto Rico. I said, no, they don't need you there. We need you here. I went for an interview. I was hired. I started my teaching career in Worcester as a bilingual teacher. On a Saturday morning, I was cleaning my sister's house on Mechanic Street. They've been there on Mechanic Street since 1968. And this man came knocking on the door. He introduced himself. He says, my name is Tim Cabañas. I'm from UMass, Amherst, and I heard about this young lady who came from Puerto Rico to visit her family, and I would like to offer her the opportunity to go to UMass and do her master's. So, and then I said, and how do you know about me? And he said, because two of your friends were on the plane from Puerto Rico last night, and they were sitting behind my nephew, and they were talking about this friend of theirs who is in Southbridge. So, and they says, and why did you come here to my sister's house? And he said, because the Hernandez, they've been here for so long that if anyone knows about the community, it's them. So I said, well, that's me.
Yeah, that's great.
So he went and he got me the application. I applied. I went to UMass, so I took a leave of absence from my job in Worcester, went to UMass. I did my master's, started my PhD, but then I met Mr. Ruben Rios, and the rest is history. Okay?
And when did you meet Ruben?
I met Ruben in 1974 at St. Mary's, because we used to belong to St. Mary's. Yep. Ruben had come from New York, and so we were both members of the youth group at St. Mary's. We decided to get married, and my parents met Ruben the day before the wedding.
Oh.
Our wedding was the 20th of December, 1975. My father was not very happy because Ruben had long hair, okay? So things happen for a reason. We live across the street from Charlton Street School, and oh boy, did I miss the classroom and teaching. So I said, and they were looking for teachers in Southbridge. So I said, let me put my name as a substitute teacher. So I substituted for maybe 3 or 4 classes, and then I was offered a job at the junior high, replacing Mr. Jim DeColes.
Oh, Mr. DeColes.
Mr. DeColes was the coordinator of the transitional bilingual program. Oh. Let me tell you, what a wonderful experience. I have no regret that I left Worcester and that I became a teacher at Southbridge for the system. What I like about Southbridge is that it's a small community, okay, and people, they like to help each other. I have no regret of being here for most of my life, okay? And if I had to choose a place to live, I would pick Southbridge again. We lost our son, who was a graduate of Southbridge High, and he was a Southbridge High pioneer. Right. Went to the Sacred Heart University and was a pioneer. And he died, tragic accident. He fell and he had trauma And we started a golf tournament in his memory,
right.
and the support of the community is unbelievable. We do a golf tournament, the money goes to the community.
You're advertising for students now to apply.
Yes,
Yeah.
so any seniors from the Southbridge area attending Southbridge High or Bay Path, you are welcome to apply for the Marcos Rios Memorial Scholarship. See you guidance counselors.
Now, Severina, another part of your life that's very important to you is your church.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about the things you do for the church and you've done for the church.
Okay, you need to understand that when Latinos first started coming here, there was no mass in Spanish and there was no one to serve the Latino community. If they didn't speak the language, well, too bad, okay? But my sister and my brother-in-law, when they moved to Mechanic Street, all they had to do was cross the street to go to Sacred Heart. And Father Paul Chapin here was there, and he spoke Spanish.
Oh.
So they started that communication. Then the diocese, they opened what they call the Spanish apostolate. And it
Okay.
was Father Smith. He used to come to Southbridge.
He spoke Spanish as
He
well?
spoke Spanish.
Okay.
And they used to serve Southbridge, Webster, Spencer, Milford, and Worcester. So when I came, that was the only thing we had. So I became very active in the church, okay? I like to read, so I became a lector
Okay.
in the Spanish Mass,
Yeah.
okay? A minister of the Eucharist, CCD teacher, you name it, I did it. Once my children started going to CCD and getting involved in the parish themselves, then we moved from the Spanish Mass to the English Mass. So now I do read in the English Mass, even though I speak with a heavy accent, but that's okay. And then I'm a minister of the Eucharist, and anything that has to do with schools, with the community, is of my interest.
And one of the biggest things that I know you for right now is you're working with the senior citizens at the senior center here. We have a Latino group.
That's my therapy. I always say to Ruben, I have to go for my therapy. And this is how I became involved with them, okay? Roxana Gomez, who's coming to the program now, she invited me to come, but it happened that the day I came to start my lessons, Roxana wasn't there. She had to leave to go to Costa Rica, that's a country, for the death in the family.
Okay.
So I said, you know what, that's okay, I'm gonna take over anyways. So it was a good thing that most of the ladies knew who I was. So I started my program, okay? And then for reasons that I don't know, Roxana left. I know that, I think it was Pat who was running the program at the senior
Yes.
program at the time.
Right, Pat
She
Haddock.
said to me, and what are we gonna do with the Latinos now? I said, never mind, if you want me, I'll come. So I've been coming almost every
And explain to us
Tuesday.
the kinds of things you're doing in the group.
So this is, well, you need to understand that once a teacher, you're always a teacher. So I try to do lessons in Spanish. I try to introduce a little bit of English. Oh, they have fun.
And they also get something to eat, and you have coffee and things
oh
like that?
yes, they come and they prepare the coffee.
Someone wanted to join the group. A Latino person wanted to join the group. How did they do that?
Okay, this is a senior program. They should be at least 60 years old. It's open to men and women, okay? And we meet on Tuesdays and Thursdays at the community center. Okay, it starts at 8:30. They can come to the center either one of those days. They can call me. I'm going to give you my phone number. And if you see me, most of you guys know who I am. Please feel free to contact me. And mi casa es su casa. Hola a la comunidad hispana de Southbridge. Me conocen, yo soy Severina Rios y soy voluntaria con el grupo de los jóvenes de la tercera edad, y cualquier residente del pueblo mayor de 60 años puede unirse a nuestro grupo. Por ahora, desgraciadamente, lo que tenemos son casi todas mujeres, pero los hombres también pueden venir. No excluimos a los hombres. Así es que nos reunimos los martes y los jueves de 8:30 de la mañana a 12, y Pueden venir, nos entretenemos, jugamos bingo, almorzamos, compartimos como una verdadera familia.
It's been my honor and my pleasure to have you as our first Citizen Spotlight on Southbridge Happenings. I think it's going to be hard for our future guests to be as eloquent as you've been today, but I know you personally and I know the great work that you've done throughout your life here, and I wish you best always.
Muchas gracias. Thank you for having me, and anything I can do for the community, please let me know.
So as we get to the near the end of our program today, I did want to take a moment to let everybody know that the Southbridge Senior Citizens Association, along with Katie and the Senior Center, have started to offer day trips again. Oh, there goes our mascot, Kai. You'll be learning more about Kai in the future. But we have 2 trips currently still available. August 24th, which is a Saturday morning, the seniors will be taking a bus to Hart's Turkey Farm in New Hampshire, Meredith, New Hampshire, for a wonderful meal. And from there, they'll be heading out to Wolfboro, New Hampshire, to visit the Wright Museum. So that is a trip that is $119. All you have to do is come down to the Senior Center if you're interested and get a form. And there's a deposit required. The final payment on that trip is July 24th. And our next trip is a trip to, again, up north, a covered bridge tour and Oktoberfest. First, we're going to stop at the Red Apple Farm in Phillipston, Mass. There's a beautiful store there, and each participant, each tour person will get a bag of apples to take with them. And then we'll be heading off to East Hill Farm in Troy, New York for a family-style luncheon, as well as an oompa band to celebrate Oktoberfest. From there, we'll hop back onto the bus with a historian, and we're going to go to 6 different covered bridges and learn the history of each of those bridges with our historian. That trip is $125. It takes place on Monday, September 23rd. And again, the sign-up sheets are available here at the Senior Center. If you're interested in being on our mailing list, get a hold of Katie and give us your email, and we'll be happy to put you on the mailing list so that every time a new trip comes out, you'll be the first to know, because seats do go quickly. This year, we're working in conjunction with the senior centers in Webster and Charlton, as well as Overlook. So the seats do fill fast on some of these trips. And I know for sure that we'll have 2 new trips coming up that we'll be announcing later in the spring, early summer. So keep attuned to what's coming on, and we'll see you on a monthly basis with Southbridge Happenings. Have a great day.